Hi, this is Miss Bellon, your neighborhood friendly English teacher with your senior moment. Yeah, I know. Funny title for those of you that get it, but it's all good. This is just a webcast to give you an idea of what has been going on in class during the week. It'll be especially helpful if you miss class. So you can come to the website, you can take a look at the posts that are in the daily rant as well as watch these videos, and you'll have an idea of everything that goes on in my class. Well, we only had class one day this week. So don't worry about, oh, did I miss anything in Miss Bellon's class? No, we just had some introductory stuff. So I want to talk about everything that happened this week. We had some big takeaways, and what I would like to talk about first, your first big takeaway, you experienced some serious field trips this week. And the one thing that the administration at Lee, and the one thing that I really wanted you to talk about and think about was college. Okay? We took you to Texas A&M, Prairie View A&M, and Stephen F. Austin State. And several of you had some really good things to say as you were walking around campus. I know there were quite a few of you. You already have your mind set on Texas A&M. Whoop! You have the culture built into you. It doesn't help that Miss Ibarra and Miss Marnie and Miss Run, they all are alums. So they promote their university constantly, and it's not that far away. But Texas A&M's not for everybody, but then again, neither is Prairie View A&M or Stephen F. Austin. If you're interested in Stephen F. Austin, I know some of you really like the visit, go talk to Mr. Pettit. He's one of the senior advocates. Mr. Stevens can tell you where he's at if you're interested. He went to school there. I think he really liked his experience there, so he could give you some advice about what Stephen F. Austin is and what kind of students go there. We noticed it was a small town, so was Prairie View. And you guys are used to living in a big city. You guys are used to living in Houston, so it'd be quite a switch. But then again, I think the name of this year's game is all about adjustment. So this week, we started our week on Monday. We come in. You notice that the teachers are dressed a little bit nicer. We had a new dress code too, okay? Just letting you know, we have to dress nicer. Yours truly wore pink today. Pink. Never wear pink, please. Okay? But, new dress code. But you guys were so impressive. You knocked it out of the park. You came in, you did everything the new administration told you to do as far as getting there on time, getting dressed for the show, and really, y'all behaved really well. In advocacy, we talked about college and we talked about life after high school. And I think that's the big takeaway that we wanted you to experience this week. What are you going to do when you leave Lee? Lee is just but a stop on the tour of life. So, what are you going to do when you leave? That's what I want you to think about. Not just this weekend, not just tonight, but throughout this school year. What are you going to do after college? And I think that's a really important question to ask, even if you're not college bound. Some of you are going to go straight into the workforce. Some of you are going to have maybe a year of post-secondary training in whatever career you want. I know there are a lot of my students that want to be welders or want to just get their nursing license and just go to school for a year. Some of you want to work in construction because, honestly, you make really good money in construction. You have some options. But we also want to show you that if you really want to go to college, don't let your GPA or your past mistakes or any of your stereotypical assumptions about college get in your way. If you really want to go, tell a teacher, tell your advocate, and let us help you go, okay? In my classes today, for those of you that are in my classes, our other big takeaway was what I wanted you to practice doing every day, all day. And some of you had some questions about, it's an English class. I don't want to do anything that I'm not going to use later on. Don't waste my time. Just give me what I need and then let me get out of school. So the second big takeaway that I want my students to know about is this: critical thinking. Okay? We analyzed a piece of art today. We analyzed Las Dos Fridas by Frida Kahlo. It's a really cool piece. For those of you that were analyzing it with me today, tell you what, the analyses only got better and better and better with each class. It didn't matter if you were in an AP class or in a regular class. Those analyses just got so good even at the end of the day. You guys did great. But what I want you to realize is that that's what I expect every day. I expect you to come to class and be ready to think. Even if it means that you're proving me wrong. I don't want you to think that, oh, she's a teacher, she knows everything. Let me tell you something. Teachers are good at about one thing, and that is finding the answer. We can find the answers. We don't know all of them. Once we find them, we keep them, okay? But we don't know all of them. I have a couple of shout-outs. First shout-out is to Robert Melendez. Robert, you played guitar like a rock star, and you played Stairway to Heaven for me and the rest of the Advo kids. Good job. And your Mohawk rocks. You did really well. Second shout out. The people who rode bus 3 on the way home from Stephen F. Austin. I know you guys were sweaty whenever that bus broke down. I am sorry that we didn't get you off the bus sooner. Thank you for your patience and, thank you for your sweatiness. But I'm glad that we got you home safe. Third shout out to the teachers that stayed behind to make sure they were in regulation to make sure you could get home, okay? Mr. Towersey, Miss Savoy, who else stayed behind? There were quite a few of them. I think there were like 5 or 6. Mr. Johnston stayed behind. There were several of them that stayed behind, and, they were just being sweet for you guys. The third shout out, this goes to anyone who is seeing this right now. You, more than likely, went to Lee High School this week. You came to Lee this week. You showed up on Monday on time. You came in dress code. And a lot of people were surprised. They shouldn't have been. They should never underestimate that group of people. They should never underestimate people who have fought to get an education like you guys have. We're the biggest Apollo 20 school out of all the 9 schools that exist. By far and away, more people have come to Lee and more enrolling every day. Which is cool, because I think that there were a lot of people that expected Lee to go down. They expected Lee to fail. I know better. And there are a lot of people, both far and away, that are friends of Lee, that are rooting for you guys. I say don't let them down. Someone very wise recently said that you need to do you this year. You need to do your thing and get out of Lee and go on to bigger and better things. And I expect that. And I look forward to seeing it. So, that's the end of my webcast tonight. My name is Janice Bellon, and I'm your English teacher. It's Friday night, so have a good weekend. I will see you on Monday. But in the meantime, don't drink, don't do drugs, don't have sex, and be good to the ones that you love. And if you plan on doing any of that, I don't want to know about it, okay? I'm going to go hang out with my kid. He's listening to Weird Al right now and probably, rolling around on the floor wrestling somebody. So I'm going to go have a good weekend. You go have a good weekend, and I'll see you on Monday. Deuce.